Welcome to this week's Sunday Morning Together. This week we're starting a new series called The Road to Pentecost. And I really hope that you'll enjoy the stories over the next few weeks as we learn about what happened after Easter.
It was a difficult few days for the disciples of Jesus. They had seen and heard about the death of their friend. They were all alone now with no one to lead them. Two of Jesus' friends left the city of Jerusalem where Jesus was crucified and began to walk the 7 miles to a village called Emmaus. They were walking along the road talking about all that had happened when Jesus came near and began to walk with them. In their sadness, they didn't recognize that it was Jesus who came near them. "What are you talking about as you walk along the road?" Jesus asked. They stopped and looked at one another in sadness. "Are you the only one in Jerusalem who doesn't know what has happened over these last few days?" "What things?" Jesus asked. "The things about Jesus of Nazareth and how he was killed. We had hoped that he was the one who would save us. Today is the 3rd day since he died," said the other one. The first friend jumped in and said, "And even more, some women from our group have astounded us. They were at his tomb this morning and they didn't find his body. They told us they had a vision of angels who said he was alive." Others went to the tomb and found it just as they'd said, but they didn't see him. "Oh, how foolish are you and slow of heart to believe all that the prophets had declared," Jesus said. "It was necessary that the Messiah should suffer these things and enter into his glory." Then, as they continued to walk, Jesus interpreted many of the things that the prophets said, beginning with Moses. Finally, they arrived in the village of Emmaus, and Jesus walked ahead of them. "Stay with us, it's almost evening, and the day is now nearly over," the two shouted. So Jesus came back to stay with them. They sat down for a meal, and Jesus took bread, blessed it and broke it and gave it to the two. At that moment, their eyes were opened and they recognized Jesus for the first time. Then he vanished from their sight. They turned to each other. Were our hearts not burning within us while he was explaining all the teachings? They got up immediately and returned to Jerusalem as fast as they could to tell the disciples about their encounter with Jesus.
It's great that you joined in with us again this week. There are a couple of worksheets in the Google Drive link below for your family to continue their learning. If you'd ever like to join in live with us on a Sunday morning at 10:15 a.m, please email through and we'll get you sorted.